Yeah, Jen, and the key to that confidence is that this popularity isn't coming overnight. New milestones seem to have come every week this season, and this record-setting road to the Final Four stretches back even farther. Today, I spoke to some of the women who shattered expectations so these athletes could shatter records. To understand why women's college basketball is shattering viewership records, it's important to start with the obvious.
It's been a fun year as a fan to watch.
Basketball Hall of Famer Lindsay Whalen says the fun on the court is obvious, whether it's Caitlin Clark's scoring record, South Carolina's undefeated season, or Paige Becker's comeback story. But she says don't overlook what's also happening off the court.
Teams and players have done a really good job of being accessible to fans and being really aware of their impact on the young eyes and older eyes that are watching them.
Funny you should mention that impact, because your impact and your teammates' impact on this generation of players has been well publicized.
She's one of the greatest point guards to play the game, and just growing up watching her and watching the Minnesota Lynx.
All the Minnesota Lynx players, Lindsay Whalen, Rebecca Brunson, Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, I was just their biggest fan.
What does it mean to you to have heard the Caitlin Clarks, the Paige Beckers talk about the impact you and your team had on them?
Well, I guess first and foremost, it means we're old. It's something that's really cool because you're in those positions when you're in those moments when we were with our Lynx teams, when there would be a Title IX anniversary or a kids camp day. You're aware of it, but then to see it really where it's like, okay, now those players are even more talented than we were, and they're raising the game even that much more.
And that's the beauty in all this, is that they couldn't be where they are today without all of that happening.
To be clear, Coach Cheryl Reeve isn't just talking about her Lynx teams. She credits every generation that's helped raise the profile of women's sports.
I know for me personally, I've grown so much through athletics, just in a sense of self-satisfaction over what I can accomplish.
Title IX gave Margaret Chudich that opportunity in 1974, and she went on to play college tennis at Minnesota and play basketball at Stanford.
My friends came to watch, but I'd say we had maybe 200 people in the gym when we played.
She says the experience still gave her confidence as her career took her to a much different court as a Minnesota Supreme Court justice. But she says she's thrilled athletes today can pursue careers on this court too.
I thought I was a student, and this was a really fun thing to do. There wasn't any future for any of those players at that time. If you can see it, you can be it.
And speaking of that,
Media coverage of women's sports has been, really behind.
after spending years arguing for more visibility, Coach Reeve hopes all this seeing finally leads to believing.
People have often sort of marginalized and said it's not a major sport. Look at the ratings, and they would point to these things. What are you going to point to now?
Of course, it's worth pointing out that this trend doesn't stop with women's basketball, not by a mile. Women's volleyball and hockey both broke attendance and viewership records in the last year and are launching new professional leagues that promise even more exposure. Jana.
Yeah, and when I talked to Coach Reeve today, going back to the WNBA, because basketball's in the spotlight right now, their draft is in less than 2 weeks. So the Caitlin Clarks of today are going to be drafted into the W. They'll play there just within months, and that will get even more eyeballs on the W's game. It just doesn't stop. More teams, more coverage, more endorsements.
Of course, and this is a big year, Jana, because in addition to all these superstars joining that league, there are these negotiations coming up, those TV deals. We're just beginning to see this evolution, so we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. Thanks so much, Kent. We appreciate it.